Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Abdul Rifa'i. I want presentation or introduction to linguistic. What is language? Language is commonly defined simply as a means of communication. But if it is definite so there will be no difference between human communication and animal communication. The reason is both animal and human do have means to communicate. B. Language is vocal symbol. Considering a language as a construction of vocal symbol, we actually want to distinguish oral and written form of language. A language is originally oral or spoken vocal symbol. In other words, we can say that spoken language is the origin of a language. See these facts. Children grow up learning and speaking a language orally before learning to read. Even in this modern age, some people still cannot read, but they can communicate with a language. C. Language is creative. No matter how well a dictionary of language is designed and written, it will never contain a possible sentence that a human being, the speaker of a language, can make a use for communication. As we speak a language, say our mother tongue or native language, the components and rules of the language enable us to create infinite number or unlimited number of sentences. It enables us to put words together to make pairs, put pairs together to make sentences, and so forth. Language is means of communication. Language is only one among another means of communication, but is the most perfect means of communication possessed by human beings. The use of a language as a means of communication is what distinguishes animal communication from the communication among human beings. Let me see what is meant by arbitrary system, vocal symbol, creative, and means of communication as the characteristic or properties of human language. To be more scientific, a language can be defined as an arbitrary system of creative vocal symbol used as a means of communication among human beings. For example, the question of why the following entity is called bear in English and not monkey or monkey, for instance, cannot be answered. Core branch of linguistic. Linguistic, language, sound, word, sentence, meaning. Phonetic or phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, or pragmatics. Microlinguistic. Phonetics is the scientific study of speech sound. In studies how speech sounds are articulated, transmitted, and received. Phonology is the study of how speech sound function in a language. It studies the way speech sounds are organized. It can be seen as the functional phonetic or a particular language. Morphology is the study of the formation of words. It It is a branch of linguistics which breaks word into morphemes. It can be considered as the grammar of word as syntax is the grammar of sentence. Linguistic knowledge versus performance. 1. Linguistics studies what people can know when they can know a language. 2. Most of the time we learn what people can know by what they do. 3. But sometimes what people actually do does not reliably indicate what they can know. 4. Many external factors and affect performance. 5. Linguistic abstracts away from such complicating factors to study the true system of knowledge. 6. But we must ask what people do to discover and test our theories about what people can know about language. 7. Much linguistic knowledge is implicit. That is, people are not conscious of what they can know. Definition of linguist is someone who engages in studying linguistics, focus on describing and explaining language, not concerned with the perceptive rule of the language, is not an interpreter, not required to know many languages. Microlinguistic, morphology, phonology, semantics, pragmatics, syntax. Language as a means of communication. Language, message, information, listener, decodes, speaker, encodes. History of linguistics comes from the Latin word lingua, which means language. Ferdinand de Saussure, the father of modern linguistics, in his book called The Linguistic General, proposed the term language, language, and parole. Language in general, language a particular language. Parole, the language of an individual. Furthermore, we will merely discuss about microlinguistics, which are related to pure language studies, such as phonology, the study of speech, sound, and their patterns; morphology, the study of word and word formation; syntax, the study of sentence structure; and semantics, the study of meanings. Oke, thanks. Sekian dan terima kasih.